in those shoes, or in the snow for that matter. We'll be the traditional something blue when we do get you to the chapel. Wraps only cover so much, you know. It's just a dusting. Ellie smiled one of those knowing grins that said she was listening, but just. And you're not complaining. I can take it if you can. I know you, Ellison Carver. You're being gracious like your Grandma Vi taught you. But then you'll do exactly what you want to anyway. And I know you, Laine. You're as enchanted with this walk as I am. Admit it. All those years spent haunting the back rooms of your grandfather's antique shop mean your imagination is waking up again. And for a self-proclaimed history buff, a castle has to be the ultimate temptation. You're just mother-henning me, but we're almost there, see? Laine lifted her gaze to the ghostly cutout of stone through twilight and trees. She exhaled low, like she'd held that breath for too long, and the shock of beauty finally drew it out. It did remind her of the vintage shop, of books that told stories, instruments that played melodies. They were no less an art form than an ages-old castle whose spires touched the sky. Ancient walls seemed to climb and crumble at the same time, 6 stories against the clouds. A moat surrounded the ruins, its waters still as glass. Tree limbs waved and creaked with the toying wind. And at the grove's edge stood a tiny chapel, with cobblestones leading to an open door, its candlelight inside glowing warm and inviting behind stained glass. "I know what you're thinking," Ellie whispered. "It's freezing. I'm Miss Clumsy, and the heels are a few inches too high for anything good to come of it. But I need to stand up next to Quinn. You know, tall versus petitish jeans and all. I want to look that boy in the eye when I say I do." Actually, I was going to agree with you. How many times in life does a girl get to live a magical moment like this? Laine paused, the kiss of candlelight through the trees, making rhetorical questions sink deeper into her heart than they should. She bounced back a smile that wouldn't be questioned, no matter what was silently fracturing her on the inside. "I'm defenseless with this view. You and me both. I remember the first time I saw it, and it felt the same." Merlot lips spreading a soft smile across her profile, Ellie hooked her elbow around Laine's and leaned into her shoulder. "I just realized this is the last time we'll be together before I step through that door and become a Mrs. too. Any final advice?" Laine accepted a wedding in France, though beautiful for what it was, an escape from the life crumbling back home. Now was not the time to share her brand of advice, or brutal honesty. The story of a broken marriage and uncertain future would have to wait its turn. Maybe she could come clean when Ellie and Quinn returned from their honeymoon, or in the spring when life had settled down. By then, Laine and Cassie would be back home, in a new home. She could face the truth when it felt safe to pick up the pieces and start again. It was a battle, but Laine shoved the ache away. She held on to her smile with everything she possessed and stood back, marveling as Ellie dropped her train, satin and lace absorbing the glow of light from the chapel door. They paused together, the snow drifting in a dance around them. "Live every moment," Laine whispered into the twilight. "That's what you said to me when I walked down the aisle, remember? I gift it back to you. Fix every second of this night in your heart. Protect it and visit it often." "Live every moment. Yes." Ellie half laughed, then paused and cast her gaze off in the distance. She creased her brow, deep, like she was lost somewhere else for a breath. Funny, she always did that just before she— "Oh, no tears." Laine rushed forward a step and dotted impending tears with her gloved pinky before Ellie could ruin her wedding photos with mascara tracks. "I'm so sorry, what did I say?" "Nothing." Ellie blinked, turning her face up to the night air as Laine continued patting and fanning. "It's nothing. I'm just so glad you're here, that's all. With everything moving so fast and getting married without Grandma Vi, it's a lot to manage on my own." "Well, you're not on your own. You have Quinn. You have me and Cassie, that little flower girl in there who loves her honorary Auntie Ellie more than anything. and there's a chapel full of guests.